No, no.
Ja. Thunderstruck. What up?
What up?
What up? What up?
What up, though? Like,
As y'all can see, Mel is turned up. Welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports. Here we are, episode 96.
Right.
96 in the house.
What up, though?
96 in the house. I.O.W. in the house. Boom,
Boom, boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Shall we switch? We can go from rock and roll, hip hop. It don't matter.
And you don't stop.
Right.
But anyway, appreciate everybody tuning in.
Right.
We are your favorite podcast, gang. Sports podcast. It's your boy Walkamar in the building. You know who that guy is. Detroit Mel, the man with the Grandmaster Plan for the I.O.W. Network.
Right.
Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's get all the preliminary shit out the way before we keep cutting up in this bitch. Y'all go over to the website, www. I often wonder.
COVID-19.
I don't know about no COVID.
Just 19?
Yeah, just 19.
19.
So I often wonder 19.com. That is a website. We get all the information for every last social media platform we is associated with. That's where it's at. Of course, the Patreon is on there. The I.O.W. Network app, Patreon is on there. So if y'all feeling real charitable, go ahead, sprinkle a little something up in that collection plate you dig. Help me and Detroit Mail offset some of these expenses of what it takes to run a media conglomerate. Because we taking over.
Nigga, we ain't coming here for all this bragging. Mel's on here bragging already. I was almost perfect on my picks.
Yeah, I saw your picks, man. Trust me. I was looking at your picks and I was about to take a certain letter and be like, nah, this is what you said, bro.
Right. That ain't what you said.
Nah, that ain't what you said. Yeah, I was looking at your picks. I'm like, this nigga here. I was like, that's the last thing we need is Mel over here bragging.
You know what I'm
and we didn't even get the preliminary shit out of the way. He already bragging, bro.
Already.
He already bragging her. But no, Mel did good. He did pretty damn good. I ain't gonna say it, but maybe I'm a little mad. I'm like, damn, boy, because because in the standings, bro, man, I'm in the bushes, dog. I'm in the bushes, bro. I'm deep in the woods, bro. I'm like last plays. I'm over here, Sha'Carri Richardson over here in this shit, bro. I'm in the bushes, bro. But nah, man. Nah, I don't need that weed that keep putting you in last place. Nah, bro, I don't need this shit. But no, the website's on there. The Patreon is on there. Of course, the link to go.
Yeah, nigga, you still in first place.
Yeah,
dang, can we get
this damn shit out there, Mel? Damn it, Melvin Wall. You can't take this man nowhere.
Did you have your hat on? You made that. Next time, pick without the hat.
Pick without the hat. You might start losing it in there.
Take the Reaper off. Professor X on this piece.
That's all him, bro. No, y'all can go cop the merch over there. The link is up on, of course, you get some of the I.O.W. sports merch.
Right.
Get you a little I.O.W. sports bird. Oh! You know, the I Often Wonder podcast or other sister podcasts. We got the merch for that on there, of course. On Your Bike Mush, we got some of the J. Edwin collection. You dig? So that merch is on there. But most importantly, go to your respective app store and download the I.O.W. Network app.
Right.
It's available in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. Go get it. A lot of great content on there. Speaking of which, I'm rocking my Dirty Heels podcast.
Like that. Give me a Dirty Heels. I keep saying I'm gonna go get one.
ProWrestlingTees.com.
All right.
Yeah. They got their podcast on there Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, we got some Aaron's Paradoxica, some White Vault. Of course, I.O.W. Sports, Off the Wanderers on there.
Right.
LJ Presents. I mean, a lot of content, and of course, some great music from a lot of great artists, mainstream and of course independent, trying to get their grind on. We got them on there. But go check out the app so to see what we talking about. We love the app. I love the app.
Right.
And Joint Fly. And shit, we get international with the app. I'm trying to tell you. It's dope. But no, now that we got all that out the way, go ahead, Mel. You can keep on bragging about your picks. Because we gonna talk some sports right now.
Right.
We gonna talk some sports. Let's go ahead and man.
Shoot, Dodgers.
Man, you want to start there?
Let's start with that one because I'm like,
yeah.
Well, what's going on with the Dodgers, bro?
Well, not. There
was some good games. Don't get me wrong.
Now, I got to give Atlanta Braves credit. They walked off both games.
I know,
and they're doing this without Ronald Acuna Jr.,
right?
Who they lost midway through the season and been out since, and they still winning. And they up 2-0, man.
Dodgers might be in trouble.
I mean, I gotta say this. I don't even know if the Dodgers are supposed to be there.
Is there like a California play going on? The Padres ain't making it?
No, look, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
The Dodgers, in my opinion, seen that check swing in that game against the Giants.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst calls I ever seen, man. One of the worst.
They made a call. I'm trying to think. I was watching the game. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, but I'm saying to end the win all game, though.
I'm trying to think, was it a playoffs? There's a call like that before. I want to say it was the playoffs. Maybe it was the Boston and the Yankees or something. I remember watching another game they did. I'm like, they ain't seen that. I was like, doing it again, bro? Yeah. Because that was not not a swing. That was
not even close to a swing.
Because he didn't even come this way.
Well,
Because like, okay, when you check swing,
he didn't even go halfway.
I'm saying, okay. You know what I'm saying? His dang on extension, they need to come all the way out.
I got you.
Because like
the bat barely got off his shoulder.
No, when I played, this you can do like this is a check screen, check swing like this. He didn't come this far.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, man, I don't know, bro. That was a horrible call.
And this is why I say that they should get rid of the seeding and just take the top 5 teams in both leagues.
Right.
And then because you got 107 win team Giants who don't even make it out their first series, and you got 106 win Dodgers
who may not make out the second one.
Who may not make it out the league finals.
Right.
And you had that in the second round. Like that should have been that's a matchup you want to see.
On the American League side, you got the Red Sox who barely made it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They beat the favorites and the Rays.
Yeah.
And now they tied the series.
Yeah, with Houston.
Who I thought was gonna be the favorite watching them play. That's the series not over.
Oh, no, but I mean, Chicago didn't have a chance.
Chicago looked bad for them to be leading in their division.
Well, come on, let's be honest. That's a weak division.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I mean, they was
you got at least 3 teams in there in scrubs. So yeah, let's pat our stats. So you ain't seeing top competition,
right? But still, man, they didn't look good.
They didn't look good at all. But I'm saying you got a 90-win team. Toronto Blue Jays didn't even make the playoffs,
but they was in a tough race, man.
That whole East was it.
That was a tough race. Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, and the
Rays.
Yeah. And then they're fighting for
division crown.
Yeah. So in that case, you can see that.
Same with Dodgers and Giants.
Yeah. In that case, you can see that. But in the case of the White Sox,
well, I mean.
weak division, but still, bro, they had a horrible showing.
Well, but I get that, but I'm just saying, like, just in general, if you take your top 5 seeds, you're gonna get the best teams, no matter what division that they were in. You're gonna get the top 5 teams with the best record in there,
right?
And then because to me, it's a shame that the Giants are sitting home right now, had 107 wins,
right,
and they had to take on a 106-win team in the second round.
Yeah,
and to me, in my opinion, got shafted with that call.
They got shafted with playing a 5-game series. They should play that. That's
easily a 7-game series, and that's why I say get rid of the season. There's no way that you can say that within 5 games, 2 teams that were separated by 1 game
in 7 games. Who to say the Giants would have beat them in 7?
To me, if you go 7 games, it gives you that final answer that I will 107 wins, 106 win teams, the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta determine it right here, right now. Win and take all.
Right.
Damn a 5-game. That to me, that is one thing that baseball is lacking.
Yeah. One of the things, not just one thing.
There's several things. We talked about it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're halfway through the season, and all of a sudden you just implement a new checking of the pitchers, and with the whole foreign substance. And I get it.
Shoot, the dang on ever moving strike zone.
Bruh, hey, trying to figure out what the hell the strike zone is and what is a catch or pass interference are 3 things that for some reason the adults can't figure this shit out.
I mean, my man,
they can't figure this shit out, bro.
Throwing across his nose. Swing my shoulders up here.
Hey, bro, I saw a clip the other day. I can't remember what Facebook page I saw, but it was this brother. He was an umpire of like high school, and he hit strike 3. He said, "Whoop, that is." I'm like, bro, y'all getting creative with striking motherfuckers out. I done seen a whole motherfucker do a whole karate move. Like, oh, get out of there. I done seen all crazy shit.
Right.
I done seen all kind of crazy shit.
What up, though, Nick?
What up, though?
What's up, boys?
What's up, birthday boy?
Happy birthday, bro.
Yes. Thank you. Stupid fucking phone.
Here we are. We got the residential Jet fan who is happy that his team did not lose yesterday. They were on a bye week,
and even happier that Jamal Adams can't catch an interception.
Hey, I gotta talk about that because I hit Nick up on the Facebook page, Chop Sports. Shout out Chop Sports, but Jamal Adams literally had an interception that could have sealed the game and smacked him right in the head. And he was so delayed on getting his hands up. And it was so hilarious because I'm just laughing. I'm like, yo, Nick is probably laughing his guts out right now if he sees this.
I laughed even earlier because earlier in the game, they were down in the red zone, Pittsburgh, and Ben threw a pass that hit somebody's helmet and bounced in the air. And he looked like Fire Marshal Bill trying to catch it. His hand did like a seizure.
Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Right.
Let me try to catch the ball. Let's just say you're playing defense. That's an In Living Color reference for all the youngins out there.
For the youngins, for the little young buzz that had no idea what we were talking about. Homie don't
play
that.
I had a teacher that looked like Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh yeah, the teacher looked like Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah, she was an older white lady. No, her hair, like her hair was kind of
fading,
so you can see like I was like she was burnt because it like had the missing spot. My God. Yeah, man. She used to call Fire Marshal Bill all the time.
Oh yeah, of course. Y'all hooligans was over there roasting her, man. I know y'all was. Damn hooligans.
That game ended shortly after midnight, man. That was a nice early birthday present with Seattle losing, which, as we know, we're on the Seattle draft count. Seattle's pick for the Jets would be number 9 right now.
Yeah. Shit. Right. Matter of fact, Nick, you came in at the right time because we were just talking about that horrible check swing that robbed the Giants, and pretty much my comments were is that MLB, you know, they missed it again. They took an opportunity away from the fans to see a 107 win team, 106 win team to determine the best in a championship series instead of a 5-game divisional series. They missed the mark. And then you rob a 107 win team on that horrendous call that wasn't even close to him of a swing.
He didn't come nowhere.
He didn't come nowhere. I didn't see so many guys that tried to check their swing and literally the bat flies.
Or they fall over.
Yeah.
They fall forward, I mean.
And they won't ring them up, but you ring that up. And in that moment and in that time and the magnitude of it, I'm like, oh, he really made that call.
Yeah, that was
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous call.
Bad. That's bad. And it goes back to this, right? Human error. And with technology nowadays, you don't need the human error element of it anymore. You can eliminate that and you can get it right every single pitch. You got the strike zone that I think 2 years ago, not the COVID, 2019. In July of 2019, a college university did a study with the K zone, and it was 17,000 wrong ball and strike calls in July already, up to July, not even a full season. 17,000 wrong calls based off the K zone. Why do we have to deal with that?
Well, here's my thing, Nick. They have like numerous camera angles, like, and I'm not just saying like not just 1 or 2. They got damn near 8 different camera angles, so you can see
where across
everything.
The plate, where across the batter's body, you can see all that.
They got angles everywhere, above, underneath.
Right.
I mean, side. I mean, angles you can't see.
I done seen people get called out as above the dang on shoulders, right?
Man, hey.
Or below.
I mean, why isn't that reviewable? If you call a guy out at first, that play's reviewable. You're calling him out.
Right.
If you're calling someone out, it should be reviewable.
Right.
If it's a strike 3, it should be reviewable because you're calling somebody out. It's not like it's strike 1 or 2. When you're calling a batter out, just like a catch in the field, does he cone it or play it first or second or a tag? All of the out calls are reviewable. Why isn't that out call reviewable? Don't get me wrong. You had 9 innings to take the lead and win the game. I can't put no doubt series on that. They were down,
and I'm not. But what I'm saying is, in that magnitude and how important it was, and you never know. We don't know if San Francisco probably could have made a rally and came back.
True. We don't know.
I just think that you rob your fans of seeing the best of the best to determine who goes to the World Series, and you give us this matchup in the second round, and now the Dodgers look like they about to get swept. And so what was the point? You know what I'm saying? And
you come off that high, you come off that beating your rival, and it's hard to get that intensity back up for the next series against a team that was rested.
Well, they better get it up quick. Because
that's what she said.
Because you down 0-2. Like you got to get them juices flowing. Better get the juice back in the clubhouse because Atlanta's doing this without their top star. If they're doing this without their top star, man, you in trouble in any sport. So any last words on that before we move on to some NFL football?
Nah, go ahead.
Good?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but it slipped my mind, but go ahead.
And Yankees are out, so I really don't give a shit about baseball.
Oh yeah, you fully over now. You're like, you're over there now.
Hoping Aaron Boone gets an offer from the Padres. That's it. Take Aaron Boone. That way we don't have to hear anything about it.
Everybody in the Padres, like, they're trying to jump ship.
Nah, they're just I think what it is they need to talk out the little issues that they were squabbling about in the dugout and just keep it moving because it
takes the right manager.
Well, it does take the right manager, and then because he has to manage those egos. It's a lot of strong personalities.
Right.
And then I didn't see why the Cardinals let go of their manager. They've been successful. I mean, it's something deeper in why they let go of him. He took over in 2019 and been in the playoffs every year. So I'm hey.
Speaking of that, you want to go to college football? You want to go to NFL?
You got something important to talk about?
I mean, you got to talk about I.O.W.
Well, let's go. Let's talk a little college football then. So let me ask you this: with I.O.W, he's saying he's going to finish the season now, but he's not going to be back. What's the point of announcing it now, though?
I think they're trying to get ahead of it and trying to get some candidates now.
Interested in the job?
Yeah. You got two.
I think it's him. I think it's him putting his name out there for jobs. I think it's the other way around.
You think it is?
Like, hey, guys, I'm going to be available. Heads up.
Right. It may be a mutual thing then, because I don't think that I don't say can't do that, but
I'm just saying the timing is weird.
Of the school, will he do that? You know what I'm saying?
So maybe it's a mutual thing. Weird. The timing is weird because you just gave an upset win over Florida, and then all of a sudden,
it's still a disappointing season for LSU.
Of course, because their national championship aspirations are gone. They're done. They've been dead.
Right.
So and I get that.
So now, but now you got two prestigious schools open, right? LSU, USC.
I wouldn't even say USC is prestigious like that no more, though, bro.
They still carry the name behind them.
Yeah. They do.
Now, I think my personal belief, I think that LSU is a better. How I want to say this? It's a better job because they're not going to take as long to build as USC will.
True, because they'll get the recruits.
However,
they'll get the recruits.
And however, USC, the name will get you the people in, but I think LSU has a better foundation compared to what USC has
currently. Present,
right?
Because USC hasn't been in the national championship picture since Reggie Bush and them,
right? Right.
So I mean, ever since Reggie Bush left, and I get they had the sanctions for because of his little situation, but I think that was bull.
I just think all that stuff is stupid. Taking down banners and sanctioning people, you still can't take away they played the game.
Well, we've seen it.
We know they won. It. So what does that really do?
We can go to YouTube right now and watch that damn USC Texas 2006 Rose Bowl.
Right.
Anytime, which in my opinion, the greatest damn football game I've ever seen.
It's symbolic.
You can't unsee it.
Right.
I can't unsee all the highlights that Reggie Bush brought every Saturday. I can't unsee that.
And then
so Reggie Bush getting $100,000 makes no difference in that game. Reggie Bush was going to do what Reggie Bush did, whether he had that money on the side or he didn't.
Period.
And now all that stuff is legal. College kids can make money now.
I was about to say that. So it comes to the same argument about legalizing marijuana. Mm-hmm. When people was like, when they legalize marijuana, should you release those people in prison?
Well, you got to decriminalize it.
You know what I'm saying? Should you release those people in prison that got locked up? The same thing now that you can make money, those schools that's been sanctioned, should you give them back their stuff?
I think you should at least release them.
No, because I say no.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's not get too deep into that. Let's keep it a little bit on sports because I do get your analogy. I understand it, and you can make an argument for either side.
Right.
But when it comes to Reggie Bush and the sanction and all that shit, I do believe that if you're talking about the name, image, and likeness is big now. They were still profiting off his name, image, and likeness back then. He was on the NCAA football cover.
Right.
He was on all that. They had the jerseys, in the video games, whatnot. Right. So my thing is they still made money off of him. So if you are legalizing the name, image, and likeness now,
right?
They should give him his Heisman back. They should put those banners up. They should put all those records back in the record book because. Just because you're saying now that we're outwardly complicit with it now, what's the difference from back then? I just don't understand that. It's not fair to him and to try to degrade his, mark on college football and what he did because y'all left him and made money off of him, but you still leaving him broke. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know Reggie Bush's financial status at that
Right.
point in time, but my thing is, if you're taking, you know, $100,000, you need that shit. You need it.
Hell yeah,
You know, hey, you guys making all these
I need it now.
It's my money, and I want it now.
What you saying, Nick? What you want to say, Nick?
I'm the opposite on this because you still broke the rule at the time of the rule.
I got you.
Changing the rule down the road doesn't change the event of when it happened. You don't get a clean whiteboard. Like if drinking and driving becomes legal tomorrow and someone's in jail because they killed somebody drinking and driving, they don't get out. That murder still happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going extreme with it.
Okay.
But I'm trying to make a point with it.
No. And I get that.
The rule of the day of the occurrence is still the rule the day of the occurrence.
Okay.
You know, now that you give college kids the ability from whatever, January 15th, whatever it was, going forward, it doesn't wipe the slate of past transgressions.
Okay. That's fair.
Now the championship or whatever they got taken away from them, well, what does that fucking matter? You know the team won. You know what I mean? We saw what we saw.
What up, Kofi Weeson?
No, you make a valid point, Nick, and that's why we have, you know, 3 different guys on here that have three different views. And I mean, you're right. He broke the rule.
And I will say this with the coaching, LSU is a much better job
than
because
USC.
you can recruit better in the SEC.
And that was going to be my biggest
going
point.
Back to an elite program,
right? That was more my point. LSU, you're closer than what USC is. USC doesn't really have nothing to build on.
Not only that, the money that you're gonna get, the money difference, and I'm not.
I think you get more money at USC.
I don't.
They have more money. I think
those
they have more money.
boosters in Southern Cal, man. Those boosters in Southern Cal put in a lot.
Yeah, I think USC you'll probably get
more
money.
No, I'm talking about. If you're talking about the coaching job, you're going to get more money, depending on how the taxes break out. Yeah, because you're going to pay higher taxes, income taxes in LA than you are in Baton Rouge. Right. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that with LSU being in the SEC, who obviously
are you talking about as far as the big package?
I'm talking about the big package, as in the university is going to get more money because it's in the cream of the crop conference of football. Okay, and you're going to get more money resources towards your program there. Okay, and I mean, I would love to see the TV revenue split in the SEC. I would love to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like that TV money that you're getting right there in the SEC is on another level. I mean, why do you think a prominent school like Oklahoma and Texas is trying to run there?
You don't say University of South Carolina. No, sir.
No, not South Carolina.
Their nickname Cox.
We saw a couple of upsets.
I.O.W. being the main one.
No, that was an ass whooping, bro.
Here's the thing. The same thing I pointed out about I.O.W. before.
That was an ass whooping. Did you see the tweet from University of Purdue? Says we beat the number 2 out of Iowa and a shit emoji.
But here's the thing I said about Iowa, and I said that I think it was last show. Yeah. The problem with Iowa is that if they get into a game where they need to match offense with offense,
and they couldn't do it.
They hit.
They couldn't.
You know what I'm saying? Because they can't score points.
They had a great kick return and still couldn't get
right. Their offense sucked. They got a good defense. Their offense sucked.
And that offense, the offense couldn't sustain drives.
Right.
So that defense was dog tired. Right. And they was getting killed by David Bell.
Oh yeah,
this man got 11 catches, 240 yards, and they lucky he only got in zone once. Right, but he murdered them. So Iowa goes down, and just how y'all said it, Bama's right back in there. They back in the playoff picture once again. That loss really didn't hurt them. It really didn't.
Yeah, they didn't drop too far.
It was early in college, right? The teams that lose early get rewarded more than the teams that lose late, which is asinine.
Kobe said the problem is there in Iowa. Like, where is that? Like
you damn New York motherfuckers. Y'all go to New York and North Carolina, and that's it.
I'll tell you that time I was working at when I was working at Greyhound, and this lady calls in on the phone, and she pissed off, blah blah blah. That's what she said. That's the problem with you people down there, down south. I said, man, I'm not from down south. I'm from up north like you are. Where you from? I'm from Michigan. That ain't up top. I'm like, when you leave New York, you in Connecticut. If you leave Michigan, you in another country. I'm way further north than you are.
Wow, bro. I'm next to Canada, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You're in another country.
One of the wildest things I've ever heard. If you're in Detroit and you go south, you're in Canada.
You're in Canada. You know that song about Journey?
Weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
When they say South Detroit, they talking about Canada.
Oh,
they
really?
talking about Windsor, Canada, Windsor, Ontario.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Pull
that.
up the map of Detroit, and there's bridges that go south into Canada. The way Canada hooks around. That's crazy. Yep. It's one of the craziest things. I had to like Google it and look at the Google Maps one day when I heard that. Yeah. The strangest, one of those strange facts that you hear, and now you will tell everybody whenever Detroit comes up.
Yeah, you go south, you in Canada.
That's crazy.
They can't talk about their football team.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on.
I mean,
bro, I'm with you. I'm with you.
hey, so here's another topic I want to bring up real quick. So, well, real quick on the rankings. Of course, Georgia still stays number one. Right. No doubt about that. I mean,
great win.
If I can get their whole defense on the Kansas City Chiefs, I would be in heaven.
Right.
Let's draft the whole defense.
Take the secondary right now. The secondary would be an upgrade. You take their secondary over what you have.
No, damn that. No, give me that front four right now.
That front four bad.
No, give me that front four.
Nasty.
I don't give a damn who y'all got behind them. Give me that front four. But no, Georgia's right where they're supposed to be. No doubt about that. Right. I think the only hiccup that they're probably going to get is SEC championship.
Mm-hmm. Bama might lose again.
Said Bama.
They about to go into the heart of the SEC and play. They might lose again.
Well, no. So, this is why I say Georgia's speed bump is pretty much SEC championship. They get Florida in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not worried about Florida. Mm-hmm. Especially them losing to a struggling LSU.
Right.
They got Missouri after that. That's my home state team, but they trash. Tennessee, they trash. Oh, you get Charleston Southern. Hey, let's play some cupcakes. Yeah, backups will be definitely second and third string will definitely be playing that game. And then you got Georgia Tech. You're not worried about Georgia Tech. But let's look at Bama's schedule. I mean, you're talking about them. They got Tennessee next. I'm not necessarily worried about them. Then you get, of course, the rivalry LSU. Mm-hmm. They better watch out for that one.
Right, that's a trap game.
That's a trap game for sure. Arkansas, I'm not necessarily worried about them. And then, of course, they got the Iron Bowl.
You better watch out for that game.
You better watch out for that one, too. Mm-hmm. So there's at least two games that...
I mean, because the way Bama playing...
Be careful.
And, I think even Arkansas. I mean, I'm not worried about Arkansas as much as the other two we talked about. But here's the thing.
You don't think it'll be a pushover?
A lot of them teams are look what Mississippi did. You know what I'm saying? They looking at Bama... is not as ferocious. The one thing I just say about Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson lost that edge he had of fear,
when he lost to Buster,
you know what I'm saying? People weren't scared of him more.
Yeah,
they're like, oh shoot, and he started losing more.
I can hang with him.
Yeah. Fear is half the battle. If you get people scared of you come in, that's half the battle. So like when people saw that, go ahead.
That believing in yourself,
right?
You have belief. Now that you've seen one rank beat them, you have hope, right?
You got hope.
Like if they did it, we can do it. Mm-hmm. So it cracks open a whole different mental mindset now playing them. Right. Instead of when they're team 70-0.
Mm-hmm. So I watch out for the Arkansas game too.
Okay, that's fair. Cincinnati's at 2. I mean, they control their own destiny. They got
Cincinnati should not fall. Because who they play?
Well, they're in the American Conference.
I'm saying.
I
don't play.
No, I mean, Navy up next. Are you worried about Navy?
No.
Tulane?
No.
Tulsa?
No.
South Florida?
No.
Maybe SMU. They're ranked 21.
Maybe SMU.
Right. Eastern Carolina, and then they'll probably get the conference championship, which they should win that.
Right.
So Cincinnati controls their own destiny.
Right.
And let's make sure if I'm Cincinnati, just make sure you take it one game at a time. Don't look ahead. at all.
Right.
For real. no, hey, that's how we roll, bro.
Sounds like Belle Biv DeVoe over here.
Poison. No, but Cincinnati just one game at a time.
Right.
Oklahoma's still sitting there at 3, undefeated.
Oklahoma gonna lose.
No, I don't know. Here's my
They're
thing.
dancing with death, man. They are dancing.
No, they are. But hold on. But
go ahead.
with Lincoln Riley making the switch, having the balls to do it, you got to give the man credit. Spencer Rattler comes in with all the Netflix clout, being QB1 on Netflix. I guess one of the top recruits.
Right.
He was thinking up the joint.
He was.
I gotta shit you. And ever since he made the switch at the Red River Shootout, and Caleb Thomas in there, Caleb Williams, he got some playing offense.
Right.
They're getting the ball moving. Look, I think what we have been seeing in Oklahoma, I don't think that's the same thing, because Caleb Williams, not only is he throwing the ball where it needs to go, he's a handful to tackle when he's running. So I like that switch. Spencer Rattler is a little wish version of Patrick Mahomes, and he can sit down. And he's already threatened he's going to hit the transfer portal. So, if you're going to go. Bye. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
I haven't seen him play, so I can't really speak on Oklahoma. I've just seen the highlights coming back the last 2 weeks. But if you can't play, fuck your feelings, man. Right. Go fucking somewhere else. What do you expect to be coddled? Grow the fuck up. Fight for your job, man.
And this is what it is with this college, man. And I get it.
I kind of hate that, man.
No, but hold on.
But I don't like where I'm at. I'm a transfer.
But that's why I respect what Jalen Hurts did. He had the opportunity to transfer. Well, he ended up doing it. But I'm saying, like when Tua took over his job, he still stayed another year and went to another national championship. It ended up saving him in the SEC game.
Right.
And so, roles will reverse. He was in a national championship game, was struggling, switched with Tua wins, beats Georgia, and then the next year, Tua was struggling, SEC championship. Jalen Hurts is still there. He's played in huge games. He's won as a starter at Bama. I mean, it's kind of hard not to win at Bama, but just don't fuck it up.
Right.
But he's a winner.
Right.
I don't care what you say. Then he goes to Oklahoma. He won at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So I get why some guys transfer real quick, because you do want to put something on tape before your last year eligibility to go to the NFL. Now, if that's the case, then Spencer Rattler is just mad because he's not playing well and his job has been given to somebody else. So he's whining.
All right, I agree with Nick. I'm sorry.
He bitching. No, I'm agreeing with y'all. He's whining, he's bitching, he's moaning.
Right.
And so compete
but
for
that's
your
this generation,
job.
right?
Oh,
that's this generation now.
Yeah, I got you.
It's never point in the mirror and say, yo, the problem's you needs to fix shit. It's to point at everybody else and say, you're not treating me right. Wah. And they want out. That's the mindset of this young generation. It's everyone else's fault for my failures.
I got you. And let's take a quick peek at Oklahoma's schedule. I mean, you got Kansas up next, Texas Tech. Okay, you got Baylor. That's going to be the one to look out for. Iowa State, maybe, because they always play them tough.
Right.
And then they end up with Oklahoma State, who's on fire right now.
Yeah, that's another one, too, they got to watch out for.
3 tough games.
They're going to lose a game.
Yeah, they're going to lose a game. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Because their defense can't stop shit. They need to outscore everybody.
Right.
So if their offense has an off day.
If Texas would have played the run, they had a loss.
No, first of all, Texas had no business losing that game.
Right.
Let's just call it a spade.
Right.
That's on them. They lost that game.
Right.
And when you literally because it's Sarkisian's first year, you need that signature win.
Right.
Especially in a rivalry game like that. That I'm telling you, he does that again next year.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They gonna set the whole seat on fire. Not woo. He's still sitting in it. Woo. You talking about on the hot seat? No, this bitch on fire. It's on fire. But I mean, look, the rankings is they're setting up mad crazy right now. So I think I'm expecting Oklahoma and possibly Bama to lose the game. Right behind them, you still got Ohio State 5-1 at sitting at the 5 seed. Michigan at 6.
Right.
Still undefeated. Penn State still hanging in there at 7. I'm kind of Well, never mind, because I was gonna say I didn't understand why they moved Iowa back so far, but then you look at the ass whooping that they got and who they lost to. Yeah, you got to come on out the top 10. Yeah,
right.
That makes sense.
And Michigan State after that?
Michigan State's at 9.
9, okay.
Oklahoma State is 8, and then Oregon rounds out the top 10.
But see,
and
here's
that
the
Big Ten, that'll take care of itself because they all play one another.
Yeah, I'll play. Yeah,
Ohio State, I think, is by far the cream of that crop, and Ohio State will bump up and get into the playoff because I don't see anybody beating them.
Penn State has a chance.
Yeah,
I think Penn State has a chance.
I don't think their secondary is good. I don't think anyone's secondary is good enough to cover Ohio State.
We'll find out. We'll find out on the 30th.
In the Big Ten.
But here's my problem with Ohio State, man. They're showing the ability that they can't stop the run. And
right.
I mean, you saw what Oregon's done on them. You saw what Minnesota did at the first game. So it's not just one game. They're showing the inability to stop the run. A couple of games. So we'll see what happens with that. A lot of stuff is going to shake out. Coastal Carolina is still sitting there at 14. The Darlings undefeated. Hey, look. I think we talked about it before. You just gotta. Schedule some big dogs or schedule some stiffer competition to bump your way up because they're definitely going to be one of the odd mans out once we get closer to January. They'll play in a bowl game for sure, which is good for their school.
Right.
They're a smaller school compared to all these other schools, but we'll take the nice little check. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. But if they want to get into the conversation, you gotta beef up that schedule. You just got to. Because
gotta play somebody or move to the SEC ACC
make that move.
Yeah.
Either that
it still takes a couple of years because it still takes a couple of years. I don't know the length of the contract because you sign contracts to stay in that conference.
Right.
But television, whatever it is, whatever.
There's a bigger school that can buy their way
but nowadays it's like
but they're not big.
It could be like 3-4 years.
Yeah, but we talked about it. Hey, I'm waiting for Oklahoma and Texas to say, "Hey, Big 12, this our last year. Here's the check."
They did already, didn't they?
No, they already made it final that they were going over to the ACC, but it's not till like 2025 or something like that.
Yeah, that's why it's fresh in my head because I knew they announced it, and when Rutgers made the move from the Big East, it was a couple years before they did it, and then it's a couple more years you have to be in there before you start to get that television money.
Right. See, but that's what I get that point, but I have a feeling that at some point. You see what Oklahoma and Texas, who are they're still big name schools.
They big enough schools. They got the money.
They got the money to say, "Hey, they get enough to pay the contract for the rest of this year," and be like, "Look, let's rework this SEC deal. Include us. Right. Let's just do it."
It's like I said before. It's like if you in a relationship and you
about to leave,
I'm about to leave. I'll be like, okay. I'm gonna divorce you in 2024. The whole
what's
time,
the point?
It's sour. You know what I'm saying?
The whole point.
Everything is sour. It's like I don't want to do with you. So I think like in that point,
that's a lot of sourness for 3 years. Cause
so they're gonna let you out. They're like they're gonna let you out. Like, look, you pay this money, you can go ahead and get out.
Well, you want to deal with an angry woman for 3 years?
Who wants to deal with that for 3 years? Just saying. Who wants to deal with that? You know what I'm saying? I know I wouldn't. Like what it take?
By the way, saying who wants to deal with an angry woman is a little redundant. They usually it's like saying who wants to deal with a woman.
The
views expressed by Nick Shine
are his and only his. They do not reflect I.O.W. Sports Network.
Nowadays you can't say something about certain groups. See, now you just do an LGBTQ and then we'd have been in trouble. You said women and LGBT. I was like,
oh hell no, gotta go.
Like, we having trouble hearing you back in next year.
No, look, a lot of fallout is going to happen. In college football, it's a marathon, just like the NFL. So speaking of the NFL, of course, we already joked a little bit about Jamal Adams with his uncatchable hands that he has,
right,
getting hit in the face.
Best in the nation. Best in the nation.
So I don't really. Gino actually didn't play too bad, but damn it, you can't turn the ball over in those situations. You cannot turn the ball over in those situations, and that's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah.
Because first of all, Seattle's already trying to dig out the cellar of that tough, very tough division, and it actually turned out being a good game last night. Pittsburgh was trying to fight out the bottom two. But here's one thing about that game I didn't understand. What was the point of the NFL reviewing that DK Metcalf play at the end of the regulation? I didn't understand the point of review right there.
Right.
He caught it. He was inbounds, got tackled, fumbled. Seattle recovered. What are we reviewing?
Yeah, what are they
I
reviewing?
think that was. I'm very anti-conspiracy.
I am too, but Nick, if I know where you're going with this, that was some scripted shit right there, bro.
I have never that type. I don't think the games are fixed. I don't think any of that shit, right? I just think that these guys are so competitive. Tides turn. Now, that being said, it's the first time I've ever watched the fucking game and said the league wanted to make sure that it got downed. And if the league wasn't sure they were going to get that off, that's why that came in. Which is crazy to think how quick that happens and then how quick that gets sent to the referee. Review that. Yeah, first time I've ever watched it and been like, holy shit.
I literally was like, what the hell are y'all reviewing?
Right.
And here's my thing. You don't know the outcome. I know he made the kick to send it in the overtime, but you don't know if Mike Tomlin, who had 2 timeouts left in his pocket, I don't know why he didn't ice him. What if you get the kicker off his mental? Because kickers are weird.
Oh yeah,
and that's a bad place to kick too. That's the toughest place to kick
in Pittsburgh.
That in Pittsburgh, roughest place to kick from.
No, and their wind, the way it swirls through their stadium is one of the hardest. I've heard many a kicker say, "Look, I hate kicking in Heinz Field." No, literally. And so I just didn't. I'm like, what was the point of that? Because you killed the whole momentum of the game,
right?
And you don't know what exactly could have happened. Maybe they could have, came up with a different play or whatever. But regardless, I'm like, NFL, what are we doing? First, y'all,
that review, which is usually a red flag, raised the fucking red flag, right? Like it's like,
right.
Like that should. Adam Schefter is probably like, thank God the spotlight's taken off of me now. It's on somebody else.
I don't know, man. I just think that, and this kind of like staying with the game, but talking about some different part of it. When is the Pittsburgh Steelers going to do something about being?
I don't know if they're waiting.
That's 20 years. they put a fucking plan together. They've had 20 years.
I mean,
the guy's been old and brittle the last 6.
Right. I mean, they won a game. Being they look great.
Man, look, all I can say is
game after game, he's not looking good.
Look, I've said it once on the show. I said it on Man Down, and I say it again. When a man talks retirement, you better have your contingency plan in place, and you better put it in motion.
I'm a firm believer of this. You always have a plan B for something. When Ben didn't pass the eye test, you see that he's starting to deteriorate.
You should have had a plan.
You should start putting a plan in place.
Yes. And then when he says, I've been thinking retirement.
And on top of that, when he hitting that number, and no one, Brady's an anomaly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
you
throw his age out about
don't even put him in the conversation don't even put him in the conversation.
But in general, when you get to a certain age, you start to decline.
Yeah.
So in sports. So you start putting.
They might need to start testing Brady more.
So you start putting right.
Watch this motherfucker be Lance Armstrong, bro.
Yeah. We found out he got one testicle. We know something wrong.
No, not the testicle.
I'm just saying
the doping part.
Lance Armstrong got one testicle.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm talking about the doping part.
But anyway,
allegedly.
Alco.
All right.
Yeah, we gonna get canceled in this motherfucker.
But then you put something in place for that.
I got you. Yeah.
And think about this. You got somebody, if you got a great rookie in place for 3 years now, he didn't learn from what Ben can teach him. He didn't learn from what the quarterback's coach can teach him. Learn from the OC.
Bro.
For 3 straight years or 4, whatever time you put the plan in place. So if Ben get hurt, he can come right in.
Perfect example.
Aaron Rodgers.
People have knocked the Packers for taking Jordan Love.
Right.
They got a plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they had Brett Favre. They took Aaron Rodgers.
but come on, Nick. You know that plan of Jordan Love was a very premature plan. They pulled the trigger on that one too quick.
Here's my thing with that though. Yes and no. What I mean by that, I don't have a problem if the circumstance for the Packers was different. As far as like they need was different at that time. So they didn't need to really get a Jordan Love where they picked him at. They should have got receivers. But hold on.
Rodgers was 36 when they drafted him.
Right.
That's when you should. You can't expect these guys all to play to 44.
But hold on. The man sat on the bench for 3 years. So
about Jordan Love?
No. Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
He sat on the bench for 3 years.
It's the second time they've done this where they've had a plan in place with a quarterback in their prime.
I don't have a problem with that.
So you can't. When you look at the Steelers,
but come on, you're talking about a first round 22nd pick, though.
Well, I'm saying
a first round 22nd pick.
My argument is not the pick itself. I don't have a problem of what they done, but not the picking them when he picked them. What I mean by
I have a problem where they picked them.
No, I'm saying
I have a huge problem where they picked Jordan Love.
You get a quarterback for backing up Aaron Rodgers.
Bro, you could have got Jordan Love in the 4th round.
I'm saying I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying what Nick was saying earlier.
Okay,
I'm saying I don't have a problem with
the plan. You got to give them credit for the plan.
I don't have a problem
with
the plan.
Maybe not the plan might be executed the way everyone else agrees.
Right.
But the plan was we got a 36-year-old quarterback, and even though he wants another weapon, we have to look out
for the future.
For him, his body breaking down. We've seen many quarterbacks go into a season thinking they could do it. Drew Brees last year went into that season thinking he could do it. He got hit and showed everybody in one hit.
No,
my body broke like I was an old man.
Well, honestly, Drew Brees has been getting hurt the last 3 years. That's why they had Teddy Bridgewater.
Right.
That's why they've been
didn't have a plan. They panicked.
Well,
I keep bringing it up. 4 years, $140 million.
Jameis Winston is not the final
Jameis
answer.
Winston was not the plan. A plan doesn't get a 1 year, $3 million deal.
Never.
A failed plan gets a 1 year, $3 million deal.
No. A plan is let's just see what we got. That's what Jameis Winston is. Jameis Winston is a let's see what we got.
I think with the Steelers, man, that was just poorly done.
They done nothing.
Yeah. By normally a very well run organization, right?
Right.
Well, I don't want to say they haven't done nothing.
What they do?
No.
You want to say Haskins?
Bro, give him a shot. He's 23.
They will.
No,
he's 23.
The inevitable is
when
coming.
They're like 5 and 8 and they're out of it. You're going to see they got to see what they got going into the offseason. You already see what Mason Rudolph can do.
Bro,
what can it hurt?
First of all, Mason Rudolph is far from the final answer, so we ain't even talking about him. We ain't even look. We ain't even discussing him. I'm not even putting him.
They might put Charlie Batch back on the team.
but shit, they should go get Mike Tomczak. See what he doing. No,
what about
yeah, Tommy Maddox. Go get Tommy Maddox. No, but look, I think for sure Dwayne Haskins, who 23, 24, they can possibly have the same situation like Sam Darnold, just to change the scenery. You're still young. You still have the chance to actually do something as a starter. And say what you want about Sam in his little situation now. The Panthers are taking a different turn, but you still got to give a young quarterback a chance to see if he makes it. Same with Jared Goff.
He should. He should probably the last couple games of the year.
Garbage.
Off contention.
No, you can't.
He's garbage.
I think it's too. Man, bro,
he need to be set on the curb.
No, that's not fair, bro.
Life ain't fair.
No, what I'm saying is that
Jared Goff.
You asking Jared Goff to do something with that team? What weapons does he have on offense besides Swift and Jamal Williams?
What skill does Jared Goff have? Jared Goff is garbage. Garbage.
And didn't you take on contract too? So he's there for a bit, right?
Yeah, I'm saying that was just dumb.
Bruh.
Jared Goff should be like the third string backup.
No,
and you,
bro. If you
Rams
ask, if
they play the Rams. They play the Rams Sunday.
They play them this week. In LA.
In LA. That's 0-7. They could potentially go 0-17.
They're not going 0-17, bro.
Huh?
Mel, when do you guys have the Rams paid you number 1 pick, right?
Yeah.
Is it one or two?
2.
This year and next year?
I want to say it's this year and next year, if I'm not mistaken. I had to check to be double. I had to double
know
check.
They gave it away for Ramsey. They've given a lot of number 1 picks away.
Yeah, they gave us a number 1 and a number 2, I think.
Hey,
I mean in the second round.
Hey, so now that we're there, let me ask you this. You know, with the Rams always giving up their number 1 picks, and they haven't drafted a number 1, and where they haven't had a first round pick since Jared Goff,
right?
And what was that 2016? So let me ask you this:
garbage.
No, and I get it, because you're going to bring in players that's going to be able to make your team better immediately,
right?
And eventually, like Jalen Ramsey, they had to pay. They had 2 bad contracts with Todd Gurley, another bad contract with Jared Goff,
right?
Aaron Donald got paid. Like, you got to pay these players.
Yeah.
So my question is to you: is that a way to go about building your team? Because you're giving up your future for your immediate success, but the only problem is the Rams put themselves in a must-win situation because you gave away your future.
Right?
Is that a good technique? Because I'm not really digging it.
Yes, I'll say this. It depends. Each team situation it's going to be different. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, for the Rams, the players that they have, they can win for a minute.
Yeah, but Cooper Kupp going to have to get paid. So will Robert Woods.
I'm saying, but they can win. They got enough pieces where, say they lose a receiver, they got enough pieces where they can bring in another one, a rookie or somebody like that, and still keep it rolling.
Okay.
Because of the way they built. Other teams may not be able to do that, and they go in all in and nothing, and they just don't have nothing. Nothing else.
They give away everything.
Yeah, they gave away everything. So I guess it depends on the team.
Okay.
What do you say, Nick?
They're built different, the Rams. They've hit on a lot of good picks. They're a veteran team, and they saw their window, and they went big for it, right? They traded for Ramsey. They traded up to get Goff, I believe, right? So they went for it, and Goff didn't work out. But they are still talented enough of a team to have a good window to win it. Everyone's on the contract. Donald's on the contract. Ramsey's on the contract. Stafford's on the contract. So if that's what they were missing, and I know you guys know they're my Super Bowl pick. You know, the Browns look like shit, but the Rams at least are making me look half smart. but the Browns are all beat up. And but the Rams, you're going to see teams do this. That if they have a window, let's get rid of that guaranteed first round money, that option for that other year. Let's flex out of that guaranteed deal. And now with rookies on the second round and later, you don't have $8 million options. You got guys who can fill your needs, but you're not going to have to pay them big money. You're not going to have that top 10 pick. The Rams won't be picking top 10 for a while.
No,
you're not going to have that
it'll
top
be a
10
minute.
$35 million deal with that fifth year of $8 million or $9 million or more, depending on how high they are. So it works for them, but you can't just start that plan without having the right structure in place.
Right.
Meaning you got your coaching staff, you know they're going to be a long-term staff. You got your players who are stars in the league who can control the locker room. Not everybody can do what they've done, but it took them a while to get where they could do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fair enough. So I mean, of course, we saw Rams take care of business. They whooped some ass yesterday. I mean,
they look like Alabama. They look like Alabama playing.
Hey, that's what happens when you play the Giants, who are just absolutely struggling like hell. Down now, they're 1-5. Still no Saquon Barkley, but you know, another game I want to talk about, man. Cowboys and Patriots went into overtime. I don't know how that game got into overtime. Dallas offense had almost triple the amount of plays ran than New England, and that game is close. And
Dallas was trying to get a game there and couldn't.
Bro, and I'll say this, like Nick said earlier, I'm not a conspiracy kind of guy. I'm not.
Bro, the refs have been helping the Patriots out for so many years. One of my good friends on Chop Sports, we've known each other for over 25 years, Glenn Brock, said last night, Nick, I want to apologize to you.
I saw that.
Years, all these years.
And you was like, it was worse when Tom was there. I saw that.
I couldn't imagine watching this twice a year with what the refs did today, watching a Patriot game. He goes, I completely apologize to you for all the years that like I talked shit to you. That was
funny, bro.
I witnessed it firsthand today. Yo, it's still happening. I told him, I go, you got New England light. It was much worse when they had Brady.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I've never seen well, there was two things. The officiating, I have no idea what was going on. A couple of calls that was just, kind of head scratching. No, I'm being serious, bro. It's like it's like Matt Jones is like Tom Brady light 2.0, and like he's starting to get some favorable calls. And
he's saying Matt Jones is like Dad Coke.
Yeah,
he's like Natty Ice. Like
Natty Ice.
he's not even Coors Light. He's way down there. He's like Red Dog.
Private stock.
CeeDee Lamb showed man, he's a top 10 receiver. CeeDee Lamb is nice.
Oh, he's nice.
He his
he's
durability.
Number one.
Oh yeah.
He's the man. Mm-hmm. He's the man. Cooper's got to take a back seat to him.
And I love Amari Cooper, but my dude, CeeDee Lamb hit one move on the safety and he threw his hand right up and said, "Come on, Dak, get it here."
Mm-hmm. So I got him.
But look, Mac Jones he's still efficient. He needs some weapons, man. I'm sorry.
I was talking to somebody about this today.
He needs weapons, and he's
got a nice running back. That kid Harris is pretty nice.
Oh,
he dragged like 7 Cowboys. He did it to the Jets the first time they played, and everybody made fun of the Jets, saying, "How many Jets does it take to tackle Harris?" 3. He did it to the Cowboys last night, man. He dragged like 6 or 7 on that one run.
A couple of Jets and a couple of Cowboys.
Look.
Well, go ahead.
Give this man some weapons, and when I say this is the reason why Tom left, is because you see what Mac Jones is doing. He's dude is not scared. He's staying in the pocket.
Oh yeah,
he's a legit pocket passer because he's staying in there and he's taking some shots.
Oh yeah,
and he's still delivering the football on accurate, spots where the receiver can take a chance to like that throw he threw to Kendrick Bourne. That was the best placement in the world. And I thought Trayvon Diggs was going to undercut it and just snatch it. And I guess he had a little miscommunication with his safety because the safety should have been there. And the safety, I don't know where he was. He came over far too late. But that throw was immaculate.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa. he got it.
Yeah, he got it. I think I don't know what Belichick and the rest of the staff was thinking, but they need to be getting some receiver. I think they need one good veteran receiver in there. And then go get the rest out the draft. I think you need that one good locker room veteran receiver. Because I forgot what play. It was one play. Who was it? Well, he should have came back to the ball, came all the way and got the ball. Matt Jones threw it, and he kind of just stopped. And didn't come all the way back.
Oh, and when he threw that interception?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
That was on the receiver.
Okay.
That was on the receiver.
Yeah.
So you need that veteran that can tell him, hey, look, when you see your quarterback scrambling or he got to throw a ball a certain way, come all the way back and follow through and get the ball.
I'm surprised Belichick didn't sign Emmanuel Sanders.
Me too. That'd have been a good pickup.
I thought he would have been the best veteran.
They did go for the veteran. They did get Nelson Aguilar.
I'm not saying compared to Emmanuel Sanders. But I'm saying compare him to Emmanuel Sanders, and I know Emmanuel Sanders is older. I would have signed Emmanuel Sanders because look what he's doing with that receiving room everywhere that he's been to.
Right, and that's my point.
But who's to say Sanders wanted them? Who says they didn't try?
That's
Sanders
fair.
went to Buffalo. Sanders went to a contender. He went to New Orleans with Drew Brees. Now he went to Buffalo with Josh Allen. Why would Sanders want New England at this point?
Nah, I feel you.
Yeah, you got a point there.
So you don't know that they didn't try to get him. They maybe had to settle for Al Galore. But you know what I'm saying?
Bourne.
Right.
You don't know. And New England was throwing out money last year for the first time ever. Right. Not that I'm a New England defender. Jesus Christ. I fucking feel filthy right now.
You feel gross.
I had a root for Pittsburgh last night to beat Seattle. I was rooting for Dallas against New England. I was rooting for Dallas against New England. I was in this fucking shower last night scrubbing myself because how fucking dirty I felt. I've never rooted for Dallas and Pittsburgh, let alone on the same fucking day.
I think a lot of NFL fans of different teams was in that same conundrum because I can't stand Cowboys fan base. I can't stand Steelers fan base. They're both annoying as fuck to me. No, literally, it's like. And don't get me wrong, Pittsburgh is more recent success, but they still haven't won in a hot minute in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
you know,
man, Super Bowl,
yeah. I think was it 2018, 2008 against Arizona, 2009, 2010. It's been a minute.
Oh shoot!
But hell, Cowboys fans are the worst. They ain't won in 25, 26 years. And I can't stand that shit. So
every year it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I can't stand Belichick.
You know why their phrase is "we them boys"? Because all of these grown ass men were boys the last time that fucking team was relevant.
We them boys. Yeah, y'all was little boys last time.
We were 7.
Y'all got kids and mortgages now. I mean, look. So Cowboys get a tough win. I mean, I really didn't expect New England to hang in there. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought they was going to get routed, but they did the same thing as Brady and Tampa Bay.
But that was more of a Belichick coaching, familiar with Brady type thing than it was anything else.
Yeah, but I mean, he still did enough to slow that offense down.
I agree.
Slow it down.
Yeah,
but he couldn't get enough from his offense.
And that's the thing, you know, he needs help.
He needs help bad.
You know, like I said, that veteran receiver that can teach the little small stuff that needs to be learned about route running, the little intricate details that you need to know, how to read certain things, like when defense is in certain packages, what to do.
You just sparked something. Don't be surprised because there's a future Hall of Famer still sitting on the sideline right now, and he's resting, and he's in no rush to get back, but he didn't put his retirement papers in.
Deshaun Watson?
Okay. No, I know he's gonna say, go ahead. I don't want to steal it.
You know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where you're going.
Don't be surprised if Belichick knocks on Larry Fitzgerald's door personally and just try to, gauge.
But why? Why would Larry want there? It looks like Larry's ring. It looks like Larry's waiting for the contender.
And he is. But what I'm saying is, if that's all that is really stopping that offense from being dynamic, is just somebody that can teach the wide receiver room. And I think Larry still has enough to play at least a good 8-10 games in a playoff run to make a difference on the offense.
Here's the thing. I used to be in sales. The thing about sales is understanding what the person wants and their needs. So you find out what was Larry really want. It may not just to be a contender. He might want to go to a place where he can teach. Go to a place where he can, use his skills other than I see physical, but I can use his skills to teach someone, develop. He might want that. So you find out what he wants. And then once you find out what he really wants, you speak to that.
Yeah.
And so you say, okay, we know we can't do nothing about the contender part. That's nothing we can do about that. That's enough. We can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
But here's what we can do. I know you want I know you were a veteran receiver, great receiver. We saw what you can do. You put up numbers, blah, blah, blah. Here's what we can do for you. We can put you in a situation where you can groom young men.
Mm-hmm.
You can be you know what I'm saying? You can be a groomer of men, a teacher of men. That's something that's intangible. That's something that's invaluable. Because now you're taking what you learned and you feeding somebody else. And if that's something he wants, he'll come to New England.
And I know
he could have had that. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
He could have had that in Arizona still, because you got Rondell Moore, the rookie.
True.
He's still young.
True.
So
Right.
I mean, he can.
But here's the thing,
go
though, Nick.
there.
Here's the thing. I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing. Sometimes when you're in a place of familiarity, you know, sometimes you just want something different. You want to change the scenery. Right. You know, I mean, all those things. So it's all about getting to his mind and see where he's at. Because you can be like, okay, yeah, you might have that in Arizona, but here's a change of scenery. Here's a new opportunity. Here's a new way to present yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like figure out what he wants first, and then you might be able to convince him.
And look, I'm gonna say this. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at Patriots schedule. They got Jets next, Chargers, Panthers, Browns, Falcons, Titans, Bills twice, Colts, Jaguars, and Dolphins. I'm not really calling them out the playoff race. Looking at the rest of that schedule, at 2 and 4.
They got some wins that can get in there.
And so I'm not ready to close the playoff door on them right now.
Right.
Hey, looking at that schedule.
I mean, the cream of the crop of the division is Buffalo.
Look, I get that. They're not winning that division. That's a given.
Though, it's wide open.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. They can you think Belichick isn't good enough a coach to at least get them to one of those wild cards? I think he is.
I mean,
what, a wild card?
Into a wild card.
Into a wild card position. At least the last wild card spot. The rest of that schedule,
they're losing to the Bills twice.
Well, yeah, I that's a no.
They're on par with the Titans. Like, to me, when I look at New England, I look at a team like the Titans.
Right.
They're just, there's no wow factor. There's like you said, with a weapon. There's nobody that wows you with that team. There's nobody that can carry them to a victory in a tight game. The reason they lost a tight game 2 weeks. They lost to Tampa in a tight game, and they lost to Dallas in a tight game.
Because Mac Jones is their only player on offense. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you.
I'm not saying 2 years from now there might be a totally different situation, but right now they're not a playoff team. Cincinnati's playing better for a wild card. And then you got the teams, you got the Chargers and the Chiefs in the West. I don't think there's any way. And the Raiders. Like, I think all three of those teams will make the playoffs. I don't think New England is above 500. I think like 7-10 is their ceiling.
Fair, but I'm just reading off that schedule. I'm not ready to close the door.
All right, do it again. All right, the Jets, they should beat, right? I'll admit that. All right.
Chargers, after seeing yesterday,
Where?
It's in LA.
That's tough to go cross country either way. I'll give that Chargers because it's home. All right, so that's 1-1 the rest of the way. Next,
Panthers.
They can win that game.
They can win that game.
I'll give them 2-1.
Browns.
Where?
It's in New England.
Browns are clearly the better team, whether they'll be healthy or not.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm worried about Baker, bro. He's not playing well. The last few games, he is not playing well.
But Chubb helps him play well.
Take out that Charger game. I thought he did play well in that, and of course that helps. Nick Chubb had a great game. So did Kareem Hunt. And then Kareem Hunt going out. Right, yeah, Kareem Hunt goes out. Chubb didn't play yesterday.
Both with a calf too. That's weird. Like, two running backs get the same injury. They both hurt their calf.
And we both said this on the show, and I'm pretty sure Nick had prefaces before. You know, with Baker Mayfield, he relies on that running game so heavily.
Right.
And if that's not there, you get what you got yesterday. I mean, there's no Chubb, there was no Kareem Hunt for majority of that game. You saw what happened. And if they're healthy at that game, it is what it is. But I saw what New England's Patriots were able to do with Zeke and Tony Pollard yesterday. They kept the cap on them. So, and I'm not comparing Zeke and Tony to Kareem and Chubb, because I would take that Cleveland running back field over, because I think Zeke's overrated. That's just me. He's just he has his moments, but there's times he can miss a hole and totally miss, and he runs into a D lineman a lot.
I say this about Zeke. I think Zeke is good for where he's at. What I mean by that, they don't ask him to do a lot. You got Tony Pollard, back there too. All he has to do is stay consistent and not make mistakes, not fumble.
Yeah.
And not do like that. He don't have to be great the way that offense is ran.
Okay, so we talk about Jets.
Well, that team's evolved, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When Zeke first came in, it
was
in
about
the same year
him.
as Dak. Dak was
Right.
the rookie.
Right.
So it was, let's use Zeke to take the pressure off the quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's completely flipped. And it's
Right.
like, let's use Zeke a little bit to take the pressure off of Dak, because this is
Right.
Dak's offense.
Well, Zeke's more of a closer now,
Mm-hmm.
where you are in such a lead, and even if you're trying to get back in the game, we just going to bruise you with Zeke in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So he's more
And you
effective
chase
in the
Dak
fourth
for
quarter
3
anyway.
And you chase Dak for 3 quarters as pass rushers, you're
Right.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Now we're going to wear you down with the bowling ball.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, Jets, they should be able to win that. Chargers, I think that's a,
I think Chargers Chargers get them. And they paying the LA. Chargers will win that game.
Yeah.
You can't take what they did
yesterday,
Sunday,
another cross country trip. It's always hard
and put that as who they're going to be for the rest of the season.
No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm looking at, if he's able to get that momentum, getting the Jets win, then you go cross country. I'm just saying, Belichick, give him time to get a plan to take down Justin Herbert. I mean, Mike Williams missed the game yesterday. You don't know if he'll be healthy in 2 more weeks. You just don't know. There's a lot. That's why I'm saying I don't want to say that it's 100% right now that Chargers will win that game.
Right.
But let's say Chargers get that.
Okay.
That's more common sense thinking, or initial thinking. Panthers, I think they can win that.
They have an opportunity for that.
They got an opportunity.
Right.
It's Browns. I think they can get them in New England.
That just depends on who's playing.
I feel you. Falcons.
They
Come on.
win that game.
Yeah.
3-2.
Yeah.
They're on par with the Titans.
Yeah, so that can go either way, though. But I said that can go either way, though.
Yeah. And then you go to the X Factor. Derrick Henry's the X Factor, right? Like in that game, Derrick Henry's the X Factor.
First of all, Derrick Henry is always the X Factor. He's always the X Factor.
Right.
I mean, he's literally the only exception of running back rules. Like I will keep him till literally the tires fall off the machine. Like I will keep you till forever, because there's none like you.
That's true.
He's one of one. There's no other running back in the league like him. He's one of one.
Right. They got the Titans.
So what are we at now? We're at 3-3 the rest of the way?
Well, yeah, 3-3. Okay. So let's call 2 losses right here to the Bills twice.
Okay, 3-5.
Colts, I think they can get them.
Yeah.
In Indy.
Where?
It's an Indy.
In Indy?
Yeah.
It's first of all,
I don't think it's a gimme. I'll say this. I don't think it's a gimme.
No, it's not a gimme, but they have potential to win that game.
I'm saying Carson
Wentz
wins.
Win that.
I'm saying Carson Wentz, damn it.
Carson Wentz. He's not playing bad the last couple of games.
That's last couple of games, but he's still not a closer. He couldn't close it. He couldn't close against Baltimore, so he's not beating good teams. And he's beating they got 2 wins. They're 2-4. And I get
so's New England. New England's not a good team.
I got you. But
I don't think you can write that game off, is all I'm saying.
I got you. So
they'll have Nelson back by then too. They'll have Quentin Nelson back up on the line.
So you got Jaguars and Patriots, Jaguars and Dolphins to finish out their schedule.
So they're like a 500 team at best the rest of the way, and they're already 2-4.
So that's about 6-7 wins that we just kind of.
It's like 7-10, right where I had them.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But that's not including those games that can go either way. So I mean, to his point,
true,
they have the potential to make the playoffs. No guarantee, but they had that potential.
Look, I'm with y'all 100%.
Huh?
They're not winning the division.
stretch. I don't even think they're in contention for wild card. It's going to take 11 probably to hit the wild card.
And you got a point.
I'm trying to think who's out. Who else?
No, you got to think about it. Kansas City,
right.
Baltimore,
right?
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
You got Chargers, Kansas City. Colts are probably one of the teams in the South is going to win the division, and that's it. I don't think the Titans and Colts will be good enough.
It's only one or the other. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're not good enough.
So AFC South winner. Buffalo. So that's 6 teams right there. You only get 7 spots.
And I'm sticking by my preseason call. 3 teams from the West make it. And we didn't even mention if Cleveland gets healthy, they're going to win 10.
They might be a 7th team right there.
Yeah.
So I can see where you're saying it might be hard for them to get a wild card, but Belichick's an X factor in all that shit.
True.
hate him or like him, he's an X factor in every last one of those games.
Right.
So I mean, is still a lot of football left to really go through to come up with our final synopsis on that. But I don't know. I just Mac Jones is literally making me a fan of him week after week after week.
Right.
And it's hard for me to be like, oh damn, man, I don't know. Because I don't want to like his ass, but it's like the way that he's literally standing in the pocket and taking shots and giving his receivers a chance to still make a play. And I feel bad for the kid because half the time his receivers been dropping footballs left and right, and they ain't been helping them enough.
Ridiculous, man.
Honestly, they should not be 2-4 right now. My personal opinion, they should not be 2-4 because I just think some of the close games that they've been in, and if he had 1 or 2 weapons to help take some of the pressure off of him, they possibly win that Tampa game. Hey, they might have won last night.
Maybe get OBJ next year.
I think you go for him right now.
Cleveland
don't need. Cleveland does not need OBJ.
They don't.
It's like they get better when Beckham goes out. He goes out, yes. All of a sudden they start scoring. Peoples-Jones gets 2 touchdowns. That's more than Beckham's got.
I love Donovan
Peoples-Jones. Of course you do, Michigan man.
I'm just saying, but he was good. I mean, I'm just saying he's good.
Yo, you hear this Homer shit, Nick? I love Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Hey man, I'm just saying he was great in Michigan, man.
Of course he was.
Huh? I know his name. I'm gonna be real.
So look, we didn't talk about Sunday night's game. We talked about the big marquee matchup, Patriots and Cowboys.
Can I bring something up?
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Go ahead.
I don't know if he's watching because we haven't heard from him yet. But Sincere, if you're watching, congratulations, buddy. Not only did the Jaguars win for the first time in 20 games, but beating Miami bumped the Jets up to 3rd place. So thank you to Sincere if you're watching, brother.
Any word on Urban Meyer in his lap dance in London?
I give it a matter of time. Give it a couple of days, or maybe in a week. Something will surface. I'm pretty sure. But look again. But look, hey, this to me is more telling about Miami and Tua, specifically Tua.
Okay.
I've been trying to stick it out and wait it out for Tua. He didn't play too bad yesterday, but if you can't beat the Jaguars, you didn't play good enough. Just period. I
said it a couple of shows
ago. I'm getting closer to lean that it's time to separate. I'm getting closer.
He won't be in the league long.
Oh, you're saying out of the league?
Yeah. Who wants him?
I said it's going to be another Josh Rosen.
Yeah, who wants him? If you can't make it there, I mean, Miami like New York, you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere.
I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
All right, but who wants him? Think of all the teams out there, right?
That need a quarterback.
And if I'm a GM, I'm a coach, or even an owner, I'm looking like, well, he already looking injury prone.
Well, you got to be somewhere that has.
So that's already like, okay, he's looking injury prone. He's not showing me that he can lead a team. So why would let's take the Lions.
Okay.
A team like the Lions. Let's take Jared Goff off the picture. Say a team like the Lions who may need a
lot.
a lot. And so you're looking at, okay, but next year we have a lot of picks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not totally sold on what we have in the
In-house.
quarterback position right now. Then I'm looking at if I'm making a move for Tua, Miami gonna want something. I don't want to give him my picks for him.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to give him my picks for him? I don't want to really trade anybody for him because we have a decent little foundation there.
Yeah,
Just need a few pieces here and there.
Yeah.
So Lions can't use them. Jets can't use them.
Because they're in the same situation. They got hella picks.
Right. A lot of picks. They already got somebody. Who else in their Jaguars can't use them.
No.
Okay.
They got their quarterback.
Let's go to the Saints. Although I'm not happy with Jameson, I ain't willing to trade Jameson for Tua.
No. I wouldn't even do it. Honestly, the only team I honestly see that might get them is Houston. Just because.
Well, I mean, but here, okay, let's take Houston. I'm looking at we don't have nothing.
Well, I mean,
I'm talking about far as like in a overall team.
Yeah.
We don't know what Deshaun looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an X factor question mark.
Even with the allegation situation cleared up, like, I don't think he still stays.
And because of the whole situation, our relationship is sour.
Oh yeah, he got to go regardless.
So he's gonna have to go anyway.
Yeah.
So if I send him to Miami, you know what I'm saying? Do I want Tua in exchange? And I got a young quarterback already.
I know you got Davis Mills, but is he the answer?
He may not be the answer, but you're gonna have two young quarterbacks. Both ain't hitting
competition out.
Both ain't hitting nothing then.
It's okay.
Hey, Davis Mills is better than Tua to me.
But guess what?
He's healthy.
At the end of the situation, Houston's a dumpster fire, so y'all do whatever the hell you do.
Oh, I'm just saying from a business standpoint. You're right. I agree with that.
I'm saying if I'm Miami, and if
Miami not in a position of control.
No, but what I'm saying is if I'm Miami and they want Deshaun,
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Shit's cleared up.
Okay.
And if it takes us to move Tua to get Deshaun, buy Tua. You gotta go.
So you saying you know just put, hey, you going in the package regardless.
You got to go.
If
the offer on the table says in exchange for Deshaun Watson, we need a quarterback back, and obviously the only quarterback you got on your roster worth getting is Tua. Buy Tua. You gotta go.
If I am Houston, I'm saying we'll make a deal for Deshaun Watson. We want draft picks, and we don't want your garbage.
Well, I mean, look, the talks and the rumors been out there anyway. So I think at this point, Miami would do anything.
So then you get Tua in Houston. He doesn't make Houston better.
No, but what I'm saying is, at that point, as a football fan, then buy. You're already going into obscurity as it is anyway.
So I'm like Nick. I don't think he's in the league. I don't see anywhere. I mean, Houston will be maybe a slim chance, but anywhere else, nobody take him.
First of all, you already see that Houston is turning into NFL purgatory anyway.
Oh yeah,
if people who's on their last leg of careers going there anyway.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
And Mills don't look bad. Like they may have
saying.
found something with him. They just got to build around him. Like Mills isn't playing horrifically. Like if Houston's going to have a top 5 pick,
why would you take Tua?
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to. A year ago, when this first started coming out, you thought maybe Houston would ask for Tua in return, but now, why would you want him? You got a young quarterback who's playing better than Tua is. Like they don't have shit there besides Cooks.
It's funny. You just said the same exact thing Mel just said.
I had to take some medicine. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good. Look, I said that I'm with y'all because I think the only team that I can see is taking to it is Houston in exchange for Deshaun Watson if the thing was to go down.
And Houston gonna have to hide him in the contract somewhere.
But I mean, Miami's gonna have to give up more, obviously.
Miami had to hide him in the contract somewhere in the fine print. Hope they don't read it.
I mean, you're gonna have to give up some ones, maybe a couple of twos. You're gonna give up picks.
Don't get me wrong. Deshaun Watson is worth it.
Oh yeah.
But what do you do with Tua?
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Huh?
You move on.
Oh yeah, if you're Miami, I agree with you.
Him in the trade. then who knows? Maybe you keep
But
him a
who
little
would take
bit.
him? Who would take him in a trade?
You never know with injuries. You never know. A preseason injury in August happens to somebody, and they want a guy who started in the
Then get
sport.
Cam.
Nah, nobody wants Cam. Cam don't fit this era of football of accurate, quick release, and that's what this era. That's what the era is becoming.
But does Tua fit?
But I think there's still hope for Tua. I think that the ship has sailed on Cam. We know what Cam is.
There's hope I win the lottery.
But you're right. There's hope you win the lottery. But
I'm hoping you do.
Cam,
Let me get some.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Like you know what he is, and you saw him last year in a place where they structure the offense around the skills of the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just couldn't. He couldn't do it. He's a weapon. He's a red zone weapon. Like, go be Tebow. Go find another position. Try that shit. Because you're not a passer.
Right.
So one game I definitely wanted to talk about. Arizona looks damn good. I was a little skeptical of the undefeated record, but the way that they dismantled the Rams and they just keep trucking. Kyler Murray is playing out of his damn mind. And it's not just their offense. J.J. Watt looks like he's revived a little bit of what's left in his tank. Him and Chandler Jones are just being pass rush demons all of a sudden, bringing all the pressure. Buda Baker's back there playing. I love Isaiah Simmons, your linebacker from Clemson. Fast, moves.
Just a freaking weapon.
Oh yeah,
he's like the original Micah Parsons, right? Like there's no position for him. He's a football player. Just put him on the field. Let him do.
Yeah, just put him. Make sure you got him on the field.
No, like those two guys to me are identical. They can rush the passer. They can cover. They can play middle. They can play outside. They're just a queen on a chessboard. You put those two guys wherever you need in the scheme.
And you may let them play and just let them play.
Yeah.
You are damn right on that. Because I hate to say this, but damn it, Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. I love those two on the Cowboys. I wish they were wearing Chiefs, but damn it, they're wearing Cowboys. That makes it a little bit tough to swallow. But
I like Parsons more than I like Diggs because I know Diggs is getting the numbers. A couple of those are tip passes, right place, right time.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. But no, I'm worried about Baker.
I'm worried about you having a tough time swallowing.
Shut up, bro.
That's what she said. What the fuck's going on in that studio? Can I chime in real quick on the Cardinals?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I the only one just like kind of sitting there clenched, waiting? Like you're surprised J.J. Watt finishes a game every week.
You waiting for that? You waiting for the injury?
Yeah. Am I the only one?
No.
That's like, all right, you made it through another game. When's
bro? I'm him and Darwin James. I'm waiting on both of them. I'm waiting on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's been, right? Is a muscle gonna pop or a shoulder out of place?
Right.
Like J.J. Watt has not been able to finish a season the last couple of years, and it's almost like if you have a winnable game, like start doing load management. Give him the fucking week off. Give him the week off. Extend his season a little bit.
And that's crazy that you say that because now that you had that extra game, and I'm pretty sure that they was already doing it before they threw in that extra regular season game. Like when it's 16, 17 games, you still have to find a way to load manage anyway.
If you're the Cardinals and you go 15-0. If you go 15-0,
ain't going no 15-0, not in that division.
If you go 15-0, do you start? Say 14-0. By that time you clinched.
Oh yeah.
Do you start sitting like J.J. Watt and stuff like that?
When do they play the Rams again? Because they might be one game out of first place. They might be one game up because the Rams have one loss, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they're one up on them.
If they play, go ahead.
Well, first of all, they got the Texans next, so they should win that one. So they'll be 7-0, and then they got Green Bay week after that, so that might be the game. After that, they got it. No, it's in Arizona. But
that's lucky. That's the best chance to win.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that I don't know. I mean, the way that Aaron Rodgers is playing right now, he's playing out of his mind as well. But 49ers after that, I think that's a toss-up just because it's a division game, and 49ers, I don't think they'll be out of I think they'll be a little bit better than what they're playing right now. They're still dealing with injuries. Panthers, their season has definitely turned around after that hot 3-0 start.
Which also, I will add, helps the Jets because the Jets have their second round pick this year from the Darnold trade.
Yes, and Sam Darnold is playing like he was when he was the Jets. He's turning the ball over more.
But
and that's
they're
why,
dropping
that's why
a lot of balls. Robbie Anderson has been the biggest fucking disappointment in football this year.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And which is weird because him and Robert should have had already that connection already from New York. So they got Seattle. After that, I don't want to say that's a gimme just because that's a division game. The Bears look like they're not too bad. Yeah, but it's still the Bears. The only question, of course, is that offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the Rams, so that's not till December 13th, Nick. And then
you beat the Rams, then you're up 2 games, right? I'm going with the Rams not losing until that game. Yeah. I just think the Rams are just so much better than everybody else.
And then
you beat the Rams, you're up 2 with 2-3 games to go.
So that's the Rams game, the 13th, and then Lions, Colts, Cowboys, and Seahawks again.
Lions, Colts, Cowboys, Seahawks.
They got the potential to win most of those.
But to answer your question, if you're 14, if you're still undefeated after that Rams game, you might load manage your veterans and just make sure that you're maybe you're not playing them the whole game.
And this will be the first year everybody goes an extra game. So
you got to get your backups to get some significant time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because you're going to need
going into the playoffs and playing an extra game. You get your backup, kind of get in there just in case you might need them during the playoffs.
But you also got to
think you will.
But you also got to keep in mind of only one team gets a bye, so you're not going to completely bench guys. You might maybe say to JJ Watt, hey, we're just going to use you on third down pass rush.
On pass rush, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Not completely bench a guy,
right?
But situational play your veterans, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Where
I feel you on that.
Packers got 1 loss, right? Rams got 1 loss as of right now. Cowboys have 1 loss as of right now. You don't want to lose a game. You should win. And then you lose that 1 bye because there's only 1 bye with the 7 playoff teams.
Right.
And then you want the playoffs to come through you. So a team like Arizona, who's not veteran with the quarterback, and not used to playing from the top of the conference, I think you kind of stay pedal to the metal because it's the first time there for this group and this coach too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not fair point. Is yesterday an outlier for the Chargers, or is that maybe something we haven't seen be exposed of them yesterday? Because Baltimore's defense literally shut them down the whole first half, and by the time
Mike Williams too, you're missing Mike, and now you can double Keenan, and now you can take away, like you can't double Keenan and Mike.
No, you can't. There's no way.
Sounds like the guys who tried to replace the Chappelle Show on Comedy Central, Kay and Peele. Keenan and Mike. But you can't double both of them.
Right.
So they complement each other greatly. Like I said, they're the best duo in the league right now. So now you take one of them out, you're able to double the other one, and now you're asking other guys on the team who are nowhere near as talented to step up and do things that they haven't done before.
Right.
And I always say this, man, that cross-country trip, no matter which way you're going, is always tough to play. Teams never look themselves.
Right.
That's fair.
So it's a good egg for them to lay early in the season.
Get it out the way now.
I think. Yeah. You learn more in your defeats than you learn in your victories.
Oh, of course.
So there's a lot of learning to do from yesterday's fucking laying an egg, right? Like that's what it was. But I don't think you rule them out. I think it's just one of those aberrations where everything went wrong for them.
I'm not ruling them out. I'm one to think that I'm trying to figure out how LA, and I get, no Mike Williams, and your whole point is 100% valid. But when you have Lamar Jackson, who didn't have a great game yesterday, and you were able to, for the most part, not let them get off. But Baltimore, it's not like their offense was firing on all cylinders yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We even had a Le'Veon Bell sighting in the
end
zone.
We did.
It was a very long 1.5 yard run, but good for him.
Got untouched too. Wow, look at that. Yeah. But
he would have went down right away if he got touched.
I'm just sitting here as on fire that Justin Herbert has been. I think this loss was one of those humility losses.
Okay.
Just like, all right, we got beat by one of the best teams in the conferences, one of the best teams in the league. All right. It's just, we just gonna take it on the chin. We gonna get better. We was, like you said, we was missing Mike Williams. Pretty much their defense was on the field for the pretty much majority of the game. That offense just couldn't get going in that first half. Like literally,
right.
They literally didn't score to almost I think like the last 5 minutes of the second quarter. So they were behind the 8 ball. And I'm just of the belief that even when Lamar Jackson's not having a good game, man, you got to find some type of way to gut something out to try to get in the game. But the game just got away from him. It was too late at that point.
It's one of those good losses they need for building.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? He still, I mean, because he had such great success his first year and part of his second year that we forget he's still young.
Yeah, he is.
And we forget that because he has such a phenomenal first year. So it's one of those things that he needs to say, for building. So I'm not worried about the Chargers.
You not?
No, I'm not worried about the Chargers.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a good win for Baltimore because a lot of their wins were close wins.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, a couple of last second field goals and stuff like that. If Kansas City wouldn't have fumbled.
Yeah, well, a lot of things Kansas City should have done.
I'm just saying. But
Don't get me started on them boys, man.
Well, on top of that particular game,
I got you.
That fumble helped them go to victory in that one. The Lions, the 66-yard field goal. So, you can go down the line prior to this game.
Yeah, they played some close games.
So for Baltimore, it's a good win for them. And for the Chargers, it's a lesson builder.
A lesson loss.
All right, a lesson loss. Right.
They play that game 10 times. You probably don't see that score again.
Right.
Probably not.
Williams is out, and like we said earlier, it's an aberration. Like they're not that bad of a team, and I don't think Baltimore's that good of a team where they're whooping a 4-1 team like that.
Right.
But for you, Mar, that's good. You gain.
Trash. I was hoping that the Raiders and Broncos would have tied. I'd have took that tie.
I was at I forgot I was doing something, but I saw like the beginning of the game with Kansas City. My hand was like this on getting ready to text you.
Oh, you was ready to talk shit? Because we down at half.
Mahomes falling down, throwing the ball. I was like,
man,
what is he doing?
Look, since we're here, look.
I was like, is he praying and throwing the ball? Why he on his knees throwing the ball?
Look, so
here's 13-10 at halftime. I debated texting you too. I'm not gonna lie.
I was waiting on. I was like, somebody about to text me some bullshit. But no,
and then they reeled off 21 in a row. Right? They finally did what the Chiefs do.
Here's my thing with Kansas City. They are lacking the how should I say it? The ability to adjust.
Okay.
Because as a fan of the Chiefs, I'm seeing the league literally looking at Kansas City, what they've done the last 3 years since Mahomes has been there, since 2018 as a starter, and what he's done. They're looking like, all right, we got to find a way to stop that. And all these teams, especially in the AFC, I don't care what, Buffalo, Cleveland, Baltimore, Raiders, Chargers, they've all looked at them and said, we got to beat that.
Okay.
And they purposely made certain transactions, draft picks, free agents, whatever, to say, we're going to get prepared for them.
Okay.
And now they're there. And Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, and Patrick Mahomes they are getting late at adjusting to the NFL.
Okay.
And Patrick admitted it in his presser after the game. He says, well, we just got to be able to take what the defense gives us. I can't throw that dumb interception, which is one thing. I mean, this offense is doing things that is not characteristic of what they do. I know Mahomes has 8 interceptions, but since I've seen all their games, I will put literally 4 on him. Like, there's been 3 times that he's doing this, throwing the ball while he's, getting sacked, and he just won't take the sack, and he's throwing just a duck in the air.
Right.
And that's starting to piss me off. So stop doing that. Like, for how good and the expectations of him, and for you to make those rookie mistakes, I'm like, bro, that's a lack of focus. That's a lack of focus. And then Tyreek, 2 weeks in a row, ball right in his hands, bouncing, tipping him up. Catch the ball, man. And that's happened at least 3 times for Mahomes. So those 3 interceptions, so that's 7. And then his 8th interception was just a hell of a play from the rookie in Buffalo that came off the DN that literally jumped up in the passing lane and snatched it up there. That's just a hell of a play. So I can't 100% put that on him. So there's 4 legit interceptions I will put on Mahomes. I know it says 8, but there's 4 legitimate ones I'll put on him. But it's not just him turning the ball over. It's Tyreek Hill fumbling. It's McCall Hardman fumbling. It's Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbling. It's a snowball of turnovers. They're just really losing the turnover ratio, the differential. They're turning the ball over at a high rate, and their defense is not getting a lot of turnovers, and they're not getting pass rush. So don't get me started.
And the defense isn't good enough to get stops off of those turnovers.
No.
So it's like a 14-point swing, right? Instead of scoring on that drive when Hill's at the 3-yard line, now you're giving up the scoring drive. So it's the pendulum swinging in the other direction.
Big time. Because they're having turnovers in the red zones.
It's been a key to football forever. Win the turnover battle, win the game.
Yes. Win the turnover battle and try to win time of possession. Win those 2 things more times than not, you're gonna win the game. Is of course there's been some outliers, but it's not that often. But like Kansas City, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're sleepwalking. I don't know if they're, because I'm waiting for them to get Josh Gordon involved. I'm waiting for them to switch up their defense and actually get certain personnel that can actually might help you. They did it yesterday. I get it's the Washington football team, and their offense isn't spectacular, so they held the team to 13 points. They didn't give up 35. So, woo! That's a victory in my book, goddammit. Look, woo! But
I'll tell you a victory in my book. Coming into the draft and coming into the season, I heard that Zach Wilson has a lot of characteristics of Patrick Mahomes. Through the game so far, Wilson has 9 interceptions. Mahomes has 8. That's not the way I wanted him to play like Mahomes. Not the characteristic I wanted if you gave me all the ones Mahomes has.
Right. But look, and here's my thing with Zach Wilson. He is starting to click with him. It's starting to click on those little details that can make you good to great. Yeah. He's starting to click on those details.
This is a big week. It's a really big week. You're coming off of a bye week. It's usually when you make your adjustments with your system and your offense. We've been notoriously epically slow starters with the first quarter and the first half. And now you're playing Belichick for the second time. So show me some progress.
Yeah,
because compete. I don't even care if you win. Give me a 23-20 game. Fucking compete.
Because Patriots embarrassed him last time, so he at least needs to show that he can compete. You're right on that one.
Which Belichick does to every rookie. But now don't go lose 27-0 again. Don't like you did to Denver. Compete. Be in a goddamn game from start to finish.
But here's the funny thing: it's teams like Denver and the Panthers who are starting to scare me. You get off of this hot start 3-0, and now you both lost 3 in a row. And if the Raiders weren't playing Denver, who knows if that would have been 3 in a row for them as well. But with Denver, that little cupcake you had those first 3 games is starting to expose you a little bit more. Teddy Bridgewater ended up having a concussion. That offense is still slow to spark.
Yes.
And then it's the same with Carolina. Hot 3-0 started, and 3 losses in a row, and they're coming back down to earth. So what's the make of these 2 teams, fellas?
Middle of the pack teams. They had some easy teams early. They beat them. They're the head scratchers, right? They're the teams that aren't good enough to consistently win, but they're good enough to beat the dumpster fires, and that's what they did. It's they'll probably win. They're the teams that in the middle of it. You got that? Sorry, I got the little guy here with me.
What up?
Yeah, he came by trying to get the PlayStation hooked up because he wants to get his ass kicked by his old man. But they're teams that you pick 7, 8, 9 wins, right? They're the teams that are going to hover around 500, and that's who they are. They're not elite. They're either missing something, they're missing a piece, but they're also teams that can get jumped up and beaten by those bottom teams if they don't play well. And that's just who they are. They're not top-notch teams.
They're not. But I still get a slight edge to Carolina, especially a fully healthy Carolina.
Okay.
If you got McCaffrey back there, you fully healthy. I give a slight edge to Carolina over Denver, because Denver cornerback situation is just
terrible.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the defenses; they kind of wash each other out. I think where Carolina has
Chubb playing yet? Is Chubb back yet?
No.
Or is Chubb still out?
Yeah, he's still out.
Okay.
So I think where Carolina has the advantage is on the offense. Not they got a great offense, but fully healthy, they got a better advantage over Denver to me.
Man, they need McCaffrey back so bad.
Yeah, because he has another weapon, not just running. He come out the backfield catching.
Yeah.
They ran him spread out. So I mean, you can do a lot with McCaffrey. So
like we said earlier, he's an X factor.
Right.
He's a game changer. Like that talent is a game changer. You can't just keep running your same system with Hubbard. So he's a guy who's so dynamic. It's a major loss. And you see Sam's different when he doesn't have him.
Right. He is. But I will say this about Carolina. Shaq Thompson, I don't know, I can't remember if he played yesterday, but he's going to be coming back. Stephon Gilmore expected to be back probably this week to practice for playing the Giants. So I'm not going to close the door on Carolina, because I think I'm with you, man. I'm more worried about Denver's quarterback situation. They can't find a way to get consistent quarterback play to get that offense going.
Right.
And then with Carolina, CMC eventually is going to come back.
Right.
At some point in time. And
3 more weeks.
Yeah.
He was projected to come back, and then they just put him on IR for 3 more weeks yesterday.
Yeah, because I think he had a setback. And then look, that trade, you get Stephon Gilmore, that trade with Jacksonville to get CJ Henderson, they're going to get folded back into the defense. Shaq Thompson's going to come back. And, at some point, J.C. Horn's going to come back from that foot injury off the IR too. So I think they just need to get certain players healthy.
Right.
But before we get off the air, let's go ahead and preview tonight's Monday Night Football matchup. We got Buffalo Bills, Tennessee Titans down in Nashville, Tennessee. How you fellas see this game turning out? Now, we already got our picks, but let's just give a quick little analysis on how you guys seen this game going down tonight in old Nashville, Tennessee. Honky tonk, man.
Honky tonk, man.
I'm looking for Stephon Diggs to be an anytime scorer. I'm looking for Knox to be an anytime scorer. Looking for the over on Diggs passing yards. I'm looking for the over in the first half on Buffalo's points. Obviously, I put in a $10 bet to hit like 2,200. So this is the parlay I'm reading off. That's all I care about.
So I need this parlay.
I took the over on Henry for 92 yards. I also took an alternate over of over 125 yards. Oh, wow. So yeah, that boosted the odds greatly. But yeah, give me Buffalo in a big win, and give me a high scoring game.
Tennessee's offense looks so one-dimensional.
Well, you know who it is.
I'm just saying, but you had the big free agent signing, and everybody was kind of like, oh, Tennessee the team to look at. And we knew their defense what it was. But even with the free agent signing, the offense don't look that great.
AJ Brown is
Arthur Smith. I brought this up. Arthur Smith ran a very unique offense there with them, and you're seeing that you just can't take the playbook, hand it over to the next guy, and get the same result.
Right?
No, not at all. Because
that was a big loss for them.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, and I because I think we had talked about it, Nick, because with Arthur Smith, because you definitely wanted him to come to New York, but I'm pretty sure you're not mad about getting Robert Salah. But
no. Arthur was my number one pick because I knew we were taking a quarterback. And I knew we needed to get more innovative with the offense. So Arthur Smith was the guy I was head over heels about.
But just overall, I'm with you, Mel. This Tennessee offense is, it took a minute for it to start get going. Of course, it is led by, none other than the freight train number 22 back there, Mr. King Henry. We get that. But so far is Derrick Henry or bust. And that, to your point when you said they're one-dimensional, I have a hard time seeing Tennessee getting back to being a playoff team if they don't figure out this offense to get Julio and AJ Brown both involved,
right?
Because you got the pieces to have a dynamic offense.
You do,
and that's right? My thing. Yeah.
You lose Corey Davis, you add Julio Jones, you figure you're going to another fucking dimension.
Oh, and easily.
Next to Patrick Mahomes, so with the turnovers, I think the Tennessee offense is like the biggest surprise this year in terms of negative, right? Like the disappointment. Like Mahomes turning the ball over, we've never seen before. And Tennessee's offense, which everybody thought was going to go ape shit, to be fucking completely honest. Like you can't double anybody.
Now
you can't load the box, but you can. It's surprising.
And look, I'll say this right now. I don't see Tennessee in this game at halftime.
No.
Right now, Buffalo is just hitting on all cylinders on another level. They're running offense, maybe not the best, but they're at least able to move the football with Singletary and Moss. You got Stephon Diggs, who's still a dog out there as a wide receiver. You can't double him. It helps that he has Cole Beasley, who is a good slot receiver, and Emmanuel Sanders, or what he brings. Yeah, and then of course, what you got, Dawson Knox, who's coming out of nowhere at the tight end position. I didn't see this coming for him, so I automatically picked him up on my fantasy team. I made sure of that. And Josh Allen is still, still carrying his mojo from last year into this year. He especially in that game last week against Kansas City was like, yo, I'm a problem both on the ground because I can move and I'm big, so it's going to be hard for you to tackle me. And I can throw the ball farther than just about every other quarterback in this league, including Patrick Mahomes. I think he throw it farther. And you better be able to stay back there with my receivers because it's going down there. So, and their defense. I mean, we talked about it, Nick. I said I needed to see Buffalo's defense shut down a top tier offense, and they've done it.
Yeah.
What box does Buffalo not check?
Playoff experience. I mean, that's if you like, they got savvy wide receivers. They got 3 good veteran wide receivers who know the league, who aren't. Sanders is as smart as they come. Beasley's a great slot guy. Diggs is good on the outside. Diggs, everybody was worried about his ego, right? But the ball's being shared. There's no bullshit. There's no drama. They're winning. Offensive line is playing great. They can beat you with multiple running backs. You know, Moss and Singletary take their turns with drives. They help out on the drive. They don't have all their chips on one player. Their system is very, very good. And that was Brian Daboll, right?
Yeah.
Dabble, I don't know how to say
it. Yeah, Brian Daboll is
gotta be
offensive coordinator.
for him, and Bieniemy gotta be top. I think Bieniemy's just going to take over for Reed in Kansas City. I think he's just the coach in waiting. But Daboll's got to be the hot guy. He's got to be the one he's going to be the one who gets to pick his job, I think, this offseason. You know, you look at Tennessee, all their chips are on Henry. Henry gets out of the game. We know they're not a good team. But Buffalo is the system. Buffalo is all the parts are greater than the sum.
Man. After that game last week,
the sum is greater than all the parts. Forgive me.
But either way,
I said that backwards.
No, either way, because I think we get what you say. But I'm just looking at Buffalo. I'm like, what box do they not check?
Yeah, and they check them all.
Yeah, they absolutely check them all. And right now, they're making a case to easily say, look, AFC got to come through Buffalo. I'm interested to see. I haven't pulled up their schedule yet, but I need to see if they play
the Rams. They play Tampa. They play the NFC South.
That's a good litmus test.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that is. That'd be interesting if that's in Buffalo late in the year, or if that's in Tampa late in the year.
Hold on, I'm about to pull up their schedule real quick because I'm curious to. Before I start clowning them.
As you're pulling that up, I want to put this on record.
Yeah, go ahead.
Much as we just went nuts about Buffalo, you have to factor this in. I basically fucking all my bets are for Buffalo to succeed. So this game's going to be like 9-6 at halftime today because I'll blow the bet.
So, of course.
You got to put my jinx. You got to factor my jinx in.
Nah, you better knock on that wood real quick, big homie. So you got... Of course, Tennessee tonight, Miami, Jacksonville, Jets, Colts, Saints, Patriots,
all
Buccaneers.
Blowouts, right? Those are all blowouts. Those games aren't even competitive.
No. What's that? Saints, Patriots, and then Buccaneers. So that's not till December 12th. That Tampa game. It's in Tampa. I think that's a good litmus test for Josh Allen. Yeah.
That'd be a different game if Tampa had to go up to Buffalo December 10th.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a totally different game. I mean, Tom Brady would be used to it. I don't know about the rest of them boys.
And that game would have been scheduled in September just to help Tampa
out. Carolina, Patriots again, Falcons and Jets. Honestly, looking at the rest of that schedule, the way I see it, man, they might stick with that one loss. That Pittsburgh loss is going to look real crappy on their resume now.
If they beat Tampa in Tampa and they still have one loss, oh man, that's gonna be sore.
No,
because they could run the table.
That's
the only game I see.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'm with you because I'm not worried about the Saints. I'm not worried about the Patriots. Carolina, the way they're playing right
always finds a way to get one. I just don't think that they can hang with this Buffalo team.
Nah, not this Buffalo team. This ain't Drew Bledsoe in a Buffalo uniform. Nah, this ain't it.
But are you shocked if the Patriots do split one? Are you shocked?
No. Just because, I mean, like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but after watching that game last night, Mac Jones is getting the favorable calls too. That's all I'm saying. But look, that's our show, y'all. That's episode 96, y'all. We racking up these numbers. Again, going over to the website, www.after119.com. Get the merch, drop some in the Patreon, feeling charitable. Go get the app, the I.O.W Network app. And then, God willing, we will check you guys out Thursday again, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Week 7 NFL picks. On behalf of the birthday boy, Nick Shine, all the way out there in Jersey.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, big homie.
Man, have a good birthday.
Yeah, man, go spend time with the family, love on the kids. I'm the guy, Wildcard Mar. Detroit Mail right there. We signing off till Thursday. See y'all then.
Peace.
Take care, boys.
You too, bro.